Another good update on the $1,073 SSI monthly benefit and raise. That's what we're going to talk about in this video. Let's get into it right away. Welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button right down below the video, as I'm back each and every day with videos just like this one to help you out in any way that I can, as well as keep you updated with all of these things that are changing on a regular basis. There's a lot going on right now, and we have another good update on this SSI raise. Let's get into it, and thank you so much for your support. Subscribe right down below the video and share this video with your friends, family, and social media so we can continue to help out as many people as we can during this difficult time. All right, thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. Let's talk through this. So just a couple days ago, I was out in a different video talking about some new updates to this raise for SSI beneficiaries. Now that update came after about a couple weeks where there weren't really a whole lot of updates on it, and then all of a sudden we got that update. Well, here we are just a few days later, and once again we have another update on this raise for SSI beneficiaries. This is actually really, really good. Now I've seen a lot of comments down below on that previous video just the other day, and again we're going to follow it up, and there's even more information right here. This is a really good thing simply because the fact that we are seeing this many updates this close in succession with each other means that they're actually working on something, means that there are people talking about this. It is in the news, it's in the headlines. This is a really good thing because this is how you get change, is when you get people talking about it and you get a bunch of people behind a certain movement, you all of a sudden get people kind of rallied up and then they start moving on it and there's actually action. So I'm super excited about this and I'm so happy for about the 10 million people that this would impact. So, according to a recent report by the Urban Institute, this one action alone would lift an additional 3.3 million people out of poverty. So, I'll give that to you as a little teaser. Now I'm going to bring my wife in, Corey. She's going to read this article to you, and there's some new information in it that we didn't even realize before about this SSI Restoration Act. So, I'm going to have Corey in, she'll read it to you, and I'll catch you again in just a minute, and we'll go through the key takeaways. All right, Corey, take it away, and I'll see you again in just a minute.
This is an article from Business Insider by Eilert Sheffy. 3.3 million people could be lifted out of poverty with a proposal in Democrats' $3.5 trillion social spending bill. Democrats want to include a boost to SSI in their social spending bill. The Urban Institute found this proposal would lift 3.3 million people out of poverty. It would also cut poverty for SSI recipients who are severely disabled or elderly in half. There are close to 40 million people in poverty in the U.S. The Democrats' $3.5 trillion social welfare bill aims to change that, with one proposal aiming to take the impoverished elderly and disabled communities in the country. The Urban Institute, a left-leaning nonprofit, released a report on Monday that found Democrats' proposal to boost the SSI program would lift 3.3 million people out of poverty and cut the poverty rate of SSI recipients by more than half. To put the spending into perspective, U.S. GDP in 2020 was $20.9 trillion, while the Treasury Department estimated the tax gap, the difference between what's owed to the IRS and what's collected, was $600 billion in 2019. If left unaddressed, Treasury says that gap could rise to $7 trillion over the next decade. There's money to pay for lifting people out of poverty. In other words, and the question is whether a fraction of $3.5 trillion is worth it. The SSI program provides monthly checks to those who have a disability or are over the age of 65 and are low income. But according to the report, the maximum federal SSI benefit is $794 per month, $279 below the federal poverty level. In June, Ohio Senator Sherrod Brown reintroduced the Supplemental Security Income Restoration Act to assist the nearly 8 million Americans relying on their monthly checks, who fell victim to decades of shameful federal neglect, Brown said in a statement. According to the Urban Institute, these 4 measures in Brown's bill would significantly reduce poverty. 1. Increase the SSI benefits for unmarried people to 100% of the federal poverty level, or $1,073 in 2021. Increase the SSI benefits for married couples who both qualify to 200% of the federal poverty level, or $2,146 in 2021. Increase the non-wage income exclusion for $20 a month to $128 a month in 2021. And eliminate the policy that considers recipients who live in someone else's home to be receiving in-kind support, which would lower their benefit by a third. The gains from these policy changes would be highly targeted to a population experiencing serious economic hardship, including children and adults who are blind or have severe disabilities that prevent them from working, and people over the age of 65, the report said. The Democrats' $3.5 trillion reconciliation bill includes other measures to address poverty, like giving families with children monthly checks through an extended child tax credit. But the size of the bill has some more Democrats concerned, and given that fully funding Brown's bill would require about $510 billion in new spending, according to the Social Security Administration, its inclusion won't be easy. Insider reported last week that West Virginia Senator Joe Mnuchin, a moderate Democrat, called on his colleagues to put a pause on the bill given its price tag, which could imperil the passage of many proposals such as the SSI Boost, universal pre-K, and free community college. But as Brown wrote in a letter to the SSA, raising asset limits would cost just $8 billion, showing potential for some of the measures in his bill to be included in this spending package if the whole proposal doesn't make the cut. The promise of Social Security is to ensure that no one in America should live in poverty, least of all our nation's seniors and peoples with disabilities, Brown said in a statement, adding that Congress must prioritize these long overdue reforms as part of the upcoming recovery legislation.
All right, so there it is. As you can see in this SSI Restoration Act, there are a lot of really good things in there that would impact millions of people in a really good way. What else is really nice about this is they want to include it into the reconciliation bill, and they now have the endorsement of the president to include it in the bill. That is huge right there. All right, so let's talk through some of these key takeaways out of this information, and we can see what we have on the table as of right now to be included in this SSI Restoration Act. So we already know this, but I'll run through it really quickly because it was mentioned in this article. They want to increase the SSI monthly benefit to exactly what we've been calculating right here on the channel for a couple months now, $1,073 each and every month, which would be a raise of $279 every single month. That would be huge right there. In fact, a lot of people have been reaching out to me saying, hey, what about this $200 per month raise for all of these beneficiaries? Well, guess what? If this goes through, it would actually be a $279 raise. Even better, right? Awesome. That is so cool. Here's another thing too. This is huge as well. For those individuals who are married, a married couple could get 200% of the federal poverty line, which would actually be $2,146 every single month. As many of you know who are receiving SSI right now, if you are a married couple, you're not getting anywhere close to $2,146 per month. In fact, you actually get penalized if you get married and you are receiving SSI. You get a very small benefit in relation to what you should be getting. It's not double, right? All of us know that. So what they actually want to do here is raise it up to that $1,073 each and every month for individuals and then double it for married couples. That would be huge for so many people. Once again, eliminating the marriage penalty. That is awesome right there. All right. Another really good one in here too is they want to increase the income exclusion each and every month from $20 up to $128. Again, it's a pretty nice jump there. Again, it's not very much of a limit, but either way, they increased it quite a bit there, right? So these are some really good key takeaways out of this information and things that they want to include right here in this SSI Restoration Act. So as you can see, a lot of really good stuff that would literally impact millions upon millions of people. So wow, I want to keep bringing you these updates as we get them. And of course, I will continue watching this very, very closely. There is one potential little hurdle / speed bump, and that is there's some discussion if this can actually be included into the reconciliation bill because of Senate parliamentarian rules. So we'll have to watch that very closely, but as of right now, it sounds like they're going to continue pushing forward with this thing. And of course, they have that endorsement from the president. So we'll have to watch it very closely. But that one little hurdle could be the Senate parliamentarian to say like, yeah, you can add it, or sorry, you can't add it with budget reconciliation. So we're still waiting on that, the final decisions. But either way, the fact that they're still moving forward with it is a really, really good sign. So, crossing our fingers for sure. We're watching this very closely, and it's nice that we're getting more updates just like this one right here. So again, thank you so much. Make sure to subscribe right down below the video. Share this video with your friends, family, social media, and make sure that you continue to stay tuned with all of my updates, because I imagine we're going to see more about this, as we just got an update the other day, and now once again, another update. So good. I'm so glad for this. All right. I will keep you posted. Make sure to watch the videos as they come out. There's a lot of stuff going on right now, especially with this reconciliation bill and everything else going on right now. So again, subscribe down below, share the videos, and check out some other ones right here on the channel. Thanks again. I appreciate it, and I'll see you again later in the next video.